If your fantasy politics feel flat, it's not because you need more lore or complex tax codes, it's probably because you're building governments when you should be building conflict engines. Let me show you what I mean. I used to do this too. Every kingdom I built had a throne, someone to sit on it, good or evil, and that was it. I'd write encyclopedias of history, laws, customs, but whenever I tried to write stories in these worlds, the politics just felt empty. What I really wanted was a system where conflict emerged naturally, where characters had to navigate impossible choices, where the politics created stories for me. So I did what most world builders do. I added more complexity. Elaborate hierarchies, tax systems, trade regulations, government positions, and somehow it still felt flat. Because I was building structure without building tension. Then I learned something that changed everything. I stopped thinking about governments as single entities. I started thinking about competing power centers. So I rebuilt my kingdom. The crown wanted stability and control. The nobility wants land and influence. The church wants moral authority. The merchants want to trade and have profit. And the military wants resources and glory. Here's what clicked. These aren't background details. These are engines of conflict. When my king needs money for war, the merchants demand trade concession. When the church demands heretics be punished, the nobles might protect their own. Each group has wants. Each group faces obstacles from the other groups. Each group takes actions. And those actions create consequences that become the next group's problem. It's a conflict loop. And they're all crashing into each other. But here is where it gets really interesting. Kingdoms don't exist in isolation. Those same power centers have interests that cross the borders. My church isn't just local. It's part of a larger faith spanning multiple kingdoms. The high priest in a foreign capital might have more authority than my king. So when my king wants war, the church is torn. They are being asked to bless a war against fellow believers. One kingdom's action becomes another kingdom's obstacle. And then I realized something else. I was still thinking too big. Because you can zoom in. Inside the military, there's a general who wants to rise into politics. He's not just serving the crown. He's building alliances with specific nobles, making promises to merchants. He has his own conflict loop running inside the larger military power center. Inside the nobility, two local lords both want the same iron mine. They're technically on the same side. There's an age-old feud between their houses. So when the king needs the nobles to unite for war, these two are sabotaging each other instead. Every macro power center is made of micro power centers, individuals or small groups with their own wants, obstacles and actions. The web gets so complex that stories write themselves. And suddenly, my politics weren't just complex, they were fractal. I could zoom out and see kingdoms competing. Stay at the middle and I see power centers clashing. And zoom in, I see individuals scheming. And every level affected the other level. My general's ambition becomes the military's weakness, which becomes the kingdom's vulnerability, which becomes another kingdom's opportunity. I didn't need to manufacture drama anymore. The politics created natural conflict at every scale. Bottom line, politics should not be simple. Because they are not, I started building them around competing power centers at multiple scales, with interests that cross borders and nest inside each other. Try it in your world. Start with 5 competing power centers, give them conflicting wants, then zoom in and find the individuals inside with their own agendas. I promise you, you'll never go back.